Hello, friends. Welcome back to the next Gaming with Z stream. Hope you guys are feeling fantastic tonight. I know I am. Although I do have to admit to you, friends, I am, uh, I am pretty worn out today. I had a long day of doing random things after a long weekend of doing random things. So I'm really happy to be getting back here to my beloved Vault Hunter server and getting to hang out with you guys. So let's do the things that we always do when we first log in. We check the black market. We see there's nothing special. We look at what our current objective is for the bounty table and see that it is to mine 4 sparkletine ore. What do I have to show you? Yes, goody evening, cruiser. I did make some upgrades to the base. So first off, I separated out cards and booster packs and decks over here. So that way I would have just like a singular place I could go to for all those items instead of having to search through the main interface over there. And fortunately, this was very easy to put together. With these filters, this is how I have these things across the top of the screen. And I just have one of them set to blacklist, and it turns off cards and booster packs. Blacklist, this turns off decks and booster packs, and this one turns off cards and decks. So that way I can just have a tag that's just decks, or just cards, or just booster packs. So that way I can see what I am at. Then I moved this above that, or rather I moved the block that was here, left this here, and have just been kind of taking care of cards as I get them. If we come down here, you can see that I have the full 5 times ore set up going. This took quite a bit of time, but since I'm really struggling right now for materials, and specifically for like lead osmium tin, because our reactor project is just eating up so many resources, I thought it might be beneficial to me to go ahead and have the full setup here, so that way I could get the most ore out of any piece that I put inside of it. So you can see here a chemical dissolution chamber. This is where we start. Pop a lead in here, it turns into gross liquid, and then it comes over here and it becomes like clean liquid, and then it comes over here and it takes the clean liquid and turns it into a crystal, pops the crystal in here where it's pumped full of hydrogen chloride, so that way it gets like cut or maybe more refined, comes over here and becomes purified, then crushed, then enriched, and then finally smelted. And so if we take an ore from our mining robot back here, which I think I currently have the robot off just because it was eating too much of my power getting this thing set up. But I mean, let's take some tin, and we'll pull enough. I think 4 will be plenty for us to get at least a block, right? And then I need my... Oh, I'm in my armor, actually. This is in my vault hunting gear. That's why my tools are weird. So let's take that off. And then swap this. I've been trying out some things. I've been trying out some different tokens for doing stuff in the vault because I had like specific goals and I needed a more refined approach. But yeah, if we come over here and we take our Fortunate Paxel and we smack all this, good, we got 11. That's at least 9, so we can make a single block of ore. So let's head down and then do this. Bam. So if we... I'm going to turn auto eject off here for a second, just so we can see the ore after it's finally finished processing. And so we'll just pop this in. You can see it became gross liquid, then it became wash liquid, then it became It's now the clean slurry that's becoming crystals, and then the crystals are being sharpened into shards. Then the shards are being purified into clumps. Yeah, clumps are then being smashed down into dirty dust. Purified dust is being turned into regular dust. And then we'll just let this finish processing and we'll watch it as it goes across. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Bam. And so from 9 of the raw ores, we got 30 ingots. Which the sharp-eyed among you will be able to tell, hey, that's not... that's only a 3.3 repeating return on your investment. Just did some quick maths on camera here, so that way you could see it. That's not times 5. Well, it's because if we put an actual block of ore in here, like a silk-touched ore, like we could pull directly out of our machine, it would multiply it by 5. But since Fortune multiplies it first, because from 4 blocks, right, we got 4 pieces of ore, right? We got 11 raw tin. So, I mean, like, that was almost multiplying it by 3. And then we multiplied it by 3 again. So we're actually getting, like, a 6 times return from using Fortune with ores and then getting this back. Which is a little confusing, right? If you have to sit there and think about it. But, it's worth it. It's clearly worth it, right? To do that. So, yay. It's awesome. I'm so glad we have that to help us out now. So that way we can have all of the ores rocking along that we need in order to finish out the projects that I am trying to finish out. Because they, unfortunately, require quite a bit of materials. That's why the reactor is not done. It's entirely because it just takes forever to actually get that taken care of. So, that's the stuff that I have done between, is mostly just sit here and get this ready, wait for that to get done, decide that was not moving fast enough, so I needed to make sure that I got the most out of the ores, then set all that up so that way we could get the ores, and now we're on our way to the nether to collect some nether quartz. Because we need that for our next crystal. Now, I gotta be honest, there's a fair chance that we're starting to hit the edge of the nether quartz that we'll just be able to casually find, so I might want to get this set up in something. I mean, we'll just go ahead and collect some other stuff while we're out and about. Give me some... Oh, goodness. I think I know how magma died. I bet it had something to do with how the server's reacting right now. Very foolishly, I would blame myself for crossing dimensions if I had done that before he died, but I kind of did it, you know, afterwards, so... We won't take the blame for that one. We still feel bad for our brethren, though. I mean, we only need 16 for our crystal, and that's a stack, so let's just go ahead and pull it on home. I do have a good way to automate that, though. Yeah. So what we're doing right now is we are loading up on time catalyst because I'm doing dungeon hunting. That's why it's kind of weird. That's why I'm using different trinkets and stuff, because I don't really need the dungeon goggles, or loot goggles, because I'm not looking for specific loot. In fact, I'm looting very little, actually. All I'm doing is cruising through here and looking for dungeons, so that way we can unlock the modifiers that are available for our armor crafting, because we finally hit the level we can make that happen. I also don't really care about the theme or anything like that either. Oh, almost went in without changing my stuff. There we go. And we just store that there temporarily. Ah, it's a scavenger. We're not going to be doing that, though. So that's fine. Let's take it off. Let's take off. Let's take off. So what we're looking for is the little glowing particles that signify that there is a door in this room. And then we are going to go in there, fight the dungeon guardians, and get our armor modifiers, hopefully. It is still a random chance in each dungeon that it will even be there. So we might rock up in a dungeon, slay the guardians, and then not find a pedestal. That's also okay. Because as a side effect of this, of course, we're building up, hopefully, starfruit. Because if we kill 4 guardians, then we should get a piece of starfruit. Although there is some discussion on the server right now that maybe some of the fruit cards are not working correctly, but we have not found a conclusive, this is definitely the cause kind of situation yet, so. And I'm still getting starfruit. At least occasionally. So I do think this means that I did not get... Oh no, it can be up here below, that's right. The Candoria Guardians have clustered around the door. Oh goodness. I guess the server is struggling tonight. It certainly seems like it's having some issues. We'll have to be careful and don't take many risks. I'm clearing out these bookshelves to make it a little bit easier on me to figure out where the Chests are. Okay, now let's go downstairs and check. Yeah, any other objective we might still be able to do, but we're not going to be able to fulfill a scav because you cannot get scav components inside of these dungeons. They took that away. So yeah, this is our goal, not the scav, and the scav will just have to live with that. Goodness. Sadly, no book, though. But yeah, this is all in search of the fact that once we hit level 75, or 72, because that's our next level lock, there's a couple of more builds I want to try, and there's a couple more skills that I want to do. So that means we're also going to necessarily have some different armor available to us. And so I want to be able to craft stuff. And being able to apply the modifiers yourself makes it just a bit easier for us to be able to formulate that perfect piece of gear that we need for the builds that we want to make. So we continue our hunt. And in truth, I could be a little bit more efficient about this, because I could have gotten to that room, seen there was no book, and then immediately dipped. But I also want to fight guardians, or champions. And I like looting stuff. I mean, just getting loot is also beneficial, right? So you guys will have to forgive me if I just don't do everything in the most efficient way possible. Although I gotta tell you, the particles for the dungeon are really hard to see in this particular vault type. But I digress. I have gotten a few of them so far. I think I have gotten one of the sword ones. I've gotten a couple of the armor pieces with mono regen. So fortunately, stuff that we're using, right? So that way we've got some pretty slick modifiers. But very few of them. I think I've only gotten like 4 so far since we hit the appropriate level for them. I would hope that you guys would point out to me if you saw any of those particles. The glowing doors behind stuff, but it is far from guaranteed in each room, so we may have to run for a while. Ooh, a factory room. I still have yet to see a Pax Jewel. Not even one. Maybe this one? Yeah. We'll put this stuff in here. Well, I think that's pretty safe to say that at least in all the ones that are easy to access, we certainly didn't get a PAX this time, so we'll move on. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. It's not our main goal. Not our main goal. That's our main goal. The skeletons are mighty dodgy tonight. We're still getting key pieces and pouches though, so like I said, it's not like the loot isn't worth it. It's just not specifically what we're here for. But sadly, no book here either. Just making sure I didn't hit or miss any of the things there. Sparkletine. We could see, do a quick reconnoiter, see if there's any sparkletine, since that's for our bounty, on just a couple of closest POIs, and then break out. Hey, Fox. Rad, I hadn't seen you around, and I kind of wondered where you went. Was it because you were upgrading your laptop that you had to step away for a while? Ooh, an ethereal champion. Rad, man. Tell me your juicy new specs. What are we working with now? Doubled RAM is quite good. That is certainly not something to be quite happy with. Especially with regards to Minecraft, because it is a hungry game. Modded Minecraft, anyways. It's quite a hungry game. Actually, I'll take that on my way out. Hey, Lita. Also, to answer your other question, Fox, after last weekend, I think, so not this weekend, like just a few days ago, but the weekend before that, we had our little server event where we put out a whole bunch of reward crystals for everyone to do. And after that, we raised the level cap. It's now set at 72. That's not a bad one. That's a good card. I love that the skeletons are working on a bow. That's fun. That's pretty cheap for a laptop. Seems like you might have gotten a good price. Dead end? No, okay. Oh, wishing smash of GG's. Got us smacked by a couple of skeleton boys. Rude! Can't you see I'm trying to congratulate my friends on all the things? Yes. Yes, we are on 3.18.3. So nobody gets to abuse the rune boss anymore. Although that being said, quite a few people are still doing well at it. Tonight in particular, server seems to be struggling a little bit, but hey, we got a book. So we will take attack damage on leggings. And then we'll do a quick scan here. Any sparkletine? Any sparkletine? No sparkletine. Okay. So let's take that speed modifier and get out of here. Hey, thanks for that hydrate. I will. Take a sip of my delicious beverage. Oh, dead end there. Oh, we can treat ourselves to an X mark room, can't we? Hey, future. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. A little tired. I had a busy couple of days. But other than that, I'm doing great. One wave? One wave. Excellent. I have actually already acquired Excalibur. But, if I get an extra one, I'll let you know. And now that they always come up as living, you can level up the ones that you get, so you don't have to be bummed if you get them early. Although this one's being a little stingy. I don't think I've seen a floating piece of loot in here. Like, legitimately, it's weird to me that I didn't see any. But, you know, it is what it is. That's a good run. My Train Encyclopedia or Bound in Crystal by Kim Hansen. Why? Tell me why that is your favorite story, if you would be so kind. I love that you're just co-opting also the QOTD as AOTD. It makes perfect sense, but I've never thought about it before. God, that's a lot of guys. That's a lot of little gummy bears there. Also, I guess there are some dwellers somewhere that are being, like, really abused. That was a very weird sound. Ah! Fun and interesting story. I like fun and interesting stories. I do tend to favor nonfiction as my book of choice, personally. We'll just go ahead and clear the way out for when we need it later. right? No, no, no. Yeah, I can definitely understand the train book specifically being a thing, right? Ooh, your ethereal modifier is not so good when there's not a bunch of things around for you to affect, is it? Alright, let's grab... Oh, it's gotta be item rarity for the chest, right? Yeah, that's the thing, for sure. Just like, I've always been the type of person that just voraciously devours information. Like, it doesn't take much to get me to be at least passingly interested in a topic. Enough to learn something about it, especially if I'm talking to somebody who's passionate about it. That makes it, like, even more enjoyable for me. Could you not? I'm trying to loot these, like, 4 chests and then bounce out of here. Ceiling hole, please. There we go. Ooh, another dungeon room. I'm just never going to be okay with the fact that the gummy bears are all different sizes. I want them to be consistent so bad, y'all. Okay, dungeon, there it is. Okay. Dang, they've all been normal too. This is crazy luck on my part. Ooh, we got a trinket. Yeah, see, that's rad. For those of you who may be watching the VOD or maybe are not able to read the chat, Future says both their grandparents were librarians, and mom used to teach, I think, kindergarten, dad, college professor. So yeah, certainly they instilled in you a love for learning. If nothing else, so that way you'd be interested in what they were doing. But it seems like the lesson took hold. You just got right out of the way of that, didn't you? Right. You don't have to be high IQ to want to learn, though, but it certainly doesn't hurt. You are right. You know, I actually think I'll take Heart Frag. I think that was weird no matter what I picked. Honestly, none of those were what was going to interest me. Hey, my friend, there is nothing with recognizing a strength and then trying to emphasize it. There is not a thing wrong with that. 6 minutes left. By the time we get back to the dungeon door, we will, or the front door, we will certainly be out of time. Challenging. Finally. Something else came up. It is just zombies, though, so we can probably handle it. They have a pretty established attack pattern. Ooh, Trinky, Trinky. Yeah, so my the main focus I have is bullet dash, which sort of acts like, I'm gonna say, akin to like my ultimate in terms of like other similar style games, right? Because it costs a lot of mana, but it does a lot of damage because I've pumped extra levels into it. And then otherwise, I'm focused on. Oh, really? Really? A child champion? These are the worst. Well, of course, the main problem with it being, since I'm focused on bullet dash, you know what? Let's Oh, I'm out of mana. That's right, I activated Rampage. Of course I'd be out of mana. I don't think I'm out DPSing his heal. There we go. Yeah. Totally, the main focus, like I said, bullet dash, lots of damage. That was the thing that I started with, and also the thing that I was most interested in, because no effects. Oh, this is a potion thing. Okay. The main thing about bullet dash is that it's weaponizing your movement, right? Which is like just a good thing to do, anyways, because it's something that you're already doing. The one problem with it, though, is that it does mean that I'm expending a lot of resources just to move, because I have made my movement my strongest attack. So, it's a give and take, but it's good. And then, yeah, javelins, piercing javelins specifically. Just for the sake of argument, because it's not going to be here, but... So yeah, 3 drowned hide, yeah, I'm already cooked. So, just making sure. I definitely was focusing on dungeons. It makes perfect sense that I cannot finish the scav. My gosh, it is taking its sweet time. One time I made an 80 AP combo, don't touch me with max movement, speed boost, bullet dash, archon, and a lot of mono regen. Yeah. I tell you truthfully, my friend, that when I hit the new level cap, 72, I intend to make a new build, as I usually, or as I have done in the past. I can't say usually, because this is my first time playing Vault Hunters all the way through. But I did it when he hit 50, right? And so I have this idea for like a pseudo pacifist build that focuses like almost entirely on AP and mono regen, and it's gonna be Hatred Totem and Archon for its two main abilities. But like AP and armor regen or mono regen will be like its two main things. Oh, good. We got another book. Totem is not as good as I think. That's sad to hear. But what makes you say that? Is it just simply that the ability is bad and should be avoided? Surely there are no abilities in Vault Hunters. Ha ha ha. Vault Hunters. Surely there are no abilities in Vault Hunters that are just completely without merit. What do you got in here? Oh, I'm actually running very low on time. I gotta bounce, my dudes. I'm gonna have to use Vault Fruit to get out of here, I think. Over-leveling it is pointless. Why? Why, though? So, all it adds is duration. Okay, yeah, you answered that. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that over-leveling it would actually add to its ability to do damage. But, I mean, you can make it do more damage just by having a lot of ability power, right? Like, I mean, I know it's, like, the least ability power. But, I mean, because it's I think its percentage is pretty low. It maxes out at like 90%. But it seems to do the damage pretty fast. Oh, no. No, that's what I meant. I wouldn't swear to it, but, I mean, I have some levels in Rejuvenation Totem, so if I look at it... So yeah, like, level 3 is 10%. Okay. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm probably the one that's wrong. I'm the newbie. I'm the one who's brand new. Goodness, we got so much. So pull that out. Legendary. Legendary. Omega. Omega. Legendary. Legendary. It's a lot of stuff to sort through. I apologize for the momentary gob on my screen here. You might be right. Sincerely, it might just be 10% no matter what. I know somebody told me that Mr. 85 really wanted to avoid abilities that were like he didn't want there to be like just an actually like a totem turret, just a turret ability. Pacifist Sandals, that's the one that's got double movement speed, right? We got a lot of jewels. Oh yeah, I have a crystal plate, actually. I mean, it's at level 72, so I can't use it yet, but I have one. So I got that going for me, which is nice. I burned through every single factory that I had and have not seen a pack yet. Although, to be fair, I'm starting to get to the point where I actually have some more of those. I could make another run of it. I've never seen a PAX, just have not been lucky with it. Vault rock. Ooh, don't have enough netherrack for it, huh? Well, something we can certainly fix. I'll just need my normal tools real quick. This is my first full playthrough. Like, I've never... Like, I dabbled with it a couple of times in, like, previous editions and stuff, but, like, this is it. So, like, I don't know, 2-3 months? Something like that. I did find one of the unique crates inside of a factory room, though. It gave me the chest plate instead of the packs. Or the boots or leggings, like the unique piece of armor that's in there. That's what I got. Smash showing off his treasure chest scroll. No, Future, it's great. It's been a very welcoming community. I'm actually quite happy to be a part of it. There's so many people here that are very warm. That's rad, Future. No regrets, I imagine. I'm sure you've been having a blast, right? Bingo. Again, probably not going to be able to fulfill this. Especially with no, no dungeon tiles on this. Oh, hey, this room. I do have... Yeah. Well, I mean, like, it's not hard, though. Okay, so rapidly is just 5, so... Flawlessly is only 12, but that would require me getting 2 more of them flawlessly. We'll be a little bit generous in this first room and see if we see any more living. If I get tapped, I'm not going to sweat it too much. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, Future. If that's what you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. As long as you're having fun, that's the whole point of a game. Oh, actually, there is a dungeon down there. Is there a gentle way down? Yes. Oh, there we go. Well, that's the end of the flawless. So where is this dungeon at? Oh, difficulty extreme. Probably not. Probably not. What's the Idona challenge? Well, yeah, that's the thing. So, I mean, like, if you think that you might, like, number one, if you recognize this, you have this problem, there are eminently very, very easy ways to solve it, right? But the flip of that is like, just don't delete your worlds. Like, it's that easy. Just hold on to them. Delete them after you have finished the next world. Do you know what I mean? Then you can be sure you're good with it. Okay, everybody gather. Thank you. Sadly, no book for this one, it looks like. But, you know, can't be in every room. Because I would think that it would be right here. But admittedly, I've never seen a book in this one, so it'd be very easy for me to be wrong. No particles here. move on. Yeah, I usually don't personally delete worlds until, like... Until I've moved on twice, I guess, is a way to think about it. It's not that I have, like, a specific determination on it. It's just how it works out. Where, like... I leave it there because I'm like, oh, well, I might go back to it. Because there are very few things that I just legitimately finish. Why is there already a tank here? Just hanging out. Being tanky and whatnot. I probably triggered him from above or something. But yeah, I hold on to worlds for a second because I'm like, oh, I might go back to him. I don't know. But nope. No chests? There's no chests in here, right? Like, I'm not... That's weird. Oh, but there was a door. They tried to hide it from me. These scallywags. Scallywag! That one's also blocked off. Okay. Haha. You fools. You fools. But yeah, I lie to myself pretty frequently. I'm like, I can always go back to it. Like, I don't have to stop it just because I stopped it. But I almost never do. If I stop playing something, I stopped playing it for a reason, and I almost never go back to it. So I really could stop lying to myself in that regard. Aw, womp womp. Nothing in there. I should take Tippy's advice and just start looking. Because at least with those sorts of rooms, it would be quite easy for me to determine pretty quickly if I need to even look. I could have jumped into that room and been like, yeah, it's not there. Oh, and I'm dead ending. Dead end? Dead end. Okay. Back a room. Kill 4 tanks as a combo, huh? Pretty wild combo. Oh. Oh, no, I'm doing this on purpose. I am. This is not a foolish mistake. This is a regular. This is a maneuver. This is on purpose. I look up at the minimap and I'm like, whoa, hold on. What am I doing? Little do we know, but we have a plan. No. Oh. No. Okay. I almost missed this one. Although, it's the single room spider room, and also the difficulty is extreme. That's probably not for me. I'm not talented like that. If it was zombies, I would have tried it. If it was skeletons, I would have tried. Easy for me to miss the particles, so I always have to do like a quick spinner. Crystal room. I do have kill 14 guardians. There we go. Come on. You spawn. Also, that's some echo there. Although I gotta get this one for my server mate. Also, I do need sparkletine, so if I see any of that, I could grab it real quick. There's one. There we go. Ooh, more echo. An effects build with Toxic Ration, Poison Nova, Ice Bolt, Glacier Blast with its equivalent, Spec Heal, Shield, Fear Cloud, Sword, and Conducting Jabs. I mean, it'd probably be... I mean, like, at least the Toxic Reaction Poison Nova is, near as I can tell, the most effective build in the game. And as long as you don't forget to build armor in, like, you're not going to really struggle for doing it because you're going to be killing most things so fast. I mean, it's maybe not the best boss killer, but it's certainly the best horde clearer. I mean, I kill bosses just fine with my AD build. But, you know. If I can hit, if the server will let me hit, it does just fine. Scatter Javelin is one of those things, like, I've seen people use it, but I've never tried it myself. I adopted Piercing Javelin pretty early and was like, this is good. I like this. This is the way for me. I gotta be honest with you, I do not know how that build would work out. I mean, theoretically, having mobs that are constantly CC'd one way or the other is not going to be a bad thing. But number one, you're talking, like, extremely level, like, I mean, you have to be really high level to do any of this, right? Because that just requires a lot of skill points. But I mean, it'd probably work just fine, because if everything is either stunned, poisoned, or frozen, then it can't kill you. So by default, you're winning. I mean, I think personally you would rather have... I think you would rather focus on one just because, like, you want your weapon to be able to do it. You'd have to go Poison Cloud on the weapon to make the most out of Toxic Reaction. Which would mean that you know, because you can't have a weapon that has all of the clouds on it, right? Because they are mutually exclusive with each other. But if we're just talking abilities, I mean, yeah, if everything's CC'd, everything can't kill you. Champion. That javelin went a little wide, didn't it? A little wide with that one. No. I mean, like, I know that you can proc it without using the sword. I just feel like the sword is, like, free procking it, right? Because it's the one thing that chains off of itself. Like, I don't think that the frozen stuff or the like, that stuff doesn't chain off of itself, right? But Poison Cloud would. Poison Cloud would chain off of its... Like, it would cause Toxic Reaction. Yeah? No. I mean, like, I know Poison Nova gets Toxic Reaction out. I'm just saying, like, do the other sword effects, like Chilling Cloud and Stunning Cloud? Like, I don't know if there is a cloud for it even, but do they trigger themselves, like their own talents, like the way Poison Nova does? Or Poison Toxic Reaction is triggered. by poison swords. 'Cause that's the beauty of the poison swords, is it just spreads it all around for you. Chilling wood? Okay. You wanna go? Can I just break it? Rad. Yeah. Yep. I can certainly appreciate that being the sentiment. But I think you're I mean, notwithstanding that I'm having the server's struggling right now, right? But I think some of that is the connection, right? On your part, Future. Aw, no book. A no book. But yeah, it's too bad that we have such different playtimes, Future, because I don't often get to actually catch you on. Oh, okay, cool, rad. I'll just talk to you this way instead. Dungeon door. But yeah, I'm glad it's working out, Fox. It would certainly feel a lot less cool to have paid a bunch of money for a laptop to have it not work out playing the thing you wanted to play, right? Hey, Sparkletine. Fantastic. But yeah, it does come and go in waves, it seems. Like, occasionally it is way worse. right? We all need to, our Vart hunters. We need it. If you get this witchy build going, you're gonna have to, show it off, Future. Bam, let's go 5 to 6 armor on the helmet. And if you choose to abandon it because you're like, yeah, this isn't working, tell me that too. Because I am an enjoyer of the less popular builds, like off-meta picks. That's the type of stuff that I really enjoy seeing. People's creativity shining through. That's the cool thing for me. But it is rad. There's so many different abilities in the game. There really are just tons of build possibilities. Oh, dungeon. Dungeone. Peak spray and pay. Or spray and pray. Whew. I told you guys I'm tired, right? This must be extending to my mouth because it is wild how many words I'm messing up tonight, which I feel is not in my usual idiom. Man, I love just like mopping a whole POI with one piercing javelin though. Okay guys, can I please get over to this dungeon door? Please, could you allow it? Okay, rapidly kill assassins. I'm doing stuff. Stuff is happening. Just one more. I'm trying to get this to machine gun levels. Hold on. Rapidly loot coins? Nice. You're fixing your merds? Yeah. Corundum. Corundum. What a fun word to say. There we go. Give me that. Give me that. And that. Sadly no book this time. But, you know. As I've said, we can't have every single one of them be book ones. Mostly because the game won't do it. I would totally allow it if I could. So I've kind of got like a bunch of scattered things, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm just going to head. Just going to head the correct way to head out. I mean, did you see a green one back here? I could grab it for you. Oh, although I won't be able to actually because the I have a void stone on, so everything will get deleted. Oh, that's your build on the official servers? I gotcha, I gotcha. Difficulty hard, and I only have 48 seconds. I mean, like, I could almost assuredly get through it, but I don't think I would make it. I don't want a fruit for this, I guess. Listen, Future, there is no amount of time that I spend on my server mates that is a waste of time, okay? Just so you know how I feel about it. Okay, goes. I'm not making it. And see, you didn't even cause me to waste anything there, right? Because I would have needed that fruit anyways. I just like doing things for other people. I'm just that kind of guy. It makes me happy to do stuff for other people. Man, so why did Uppeling go here? Dog, I used the official... I used the official loadout, and there's no Uppeling? That's wild. Okay, well, you know. Go ahead and start soaking that down. Toss the pog in. Maybe we do gemstones first this time. Okay. Oh, less this time, even. I still haven't found a good way to use this. Oh, well, Future, thank you. It's very kind of you to say that. But, I mean, like, it is what it is. But yeah, Shadow Cloak seems like a waste of potential. It seems like there should be more there than there is. Something else is needed. Get all those in there. Did I see a blacksmith? Wonderful. And I do, in fact, have another factory room to try. I will get a PAX eventually. It will happen. See if any of that goes down, and if not, boom, it all goes over here. Now, real quick before I forget, I am going to hop over to Fort Lothley's. If the server will let me. Okay, goodness. Goodness gracious. Because you can see here, Mr. Lothar, he had put out the Echo Ore, but Manly accidentally mined one of them. And so we will replace it. And then I'm going to put the other one in here. And he can just have it. So that's fine. It's fantastic. We have restored the welcoming mat that Manly broke. Frosty Tools gotcha. Got him again. Do we have any stamps I can cash in? Yeah, I can cash in 2 Fountains of Knowledge, actually. And one of them there, and one of them there. One of them there. These ones still elude me. I've never seen anything on this page. I assume that that's just like a level thing. I just need to be a higher level. So let's see. 3 to 12 rare gems. Let's also turn off our pickup upgrades real quick. So that way we can just have all this in our inventory and then put it in. Oh, 8 Scallium. We got a... You know what? Let's just roll this one. Ooh, Idona. Increased attack damage and soul quantity. Fantastiche. Let's pull out another Vault Rock. I may not have enough carrots, actually. Randomly. Okay, good. I accidentally burned myself out of all of my carrots. Okay, good. I've made my stock back up, though. That's good. If we come down here, in my pursuit of getting all of the ×5 ore stuff set up, I was struggling with power, like really bad. I was struggling with power to get all of this going. So I did set up a bunch of bio generators just to be like, let's give this a boost while we're working on it, right? And I burned every single carrot I had without looking because I wasn't paying attention. Hey, future, I will, for sure. I'll get some rest. We are not going to stream the full time tonight. I hate to tell everybody up front. I just can't. I don't think I've had like a full night's sleep in a week, is what it feels like. So I'm going to try to give myself like a little bit of extra time tonight. But yeah, you get some rest. We'll see you the next time we see you, Future. Oh, meanwhile, I will enjoy this delicious hot tea that my wife brought me. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, and I leveled. We're at the nice level. So let me pop in another totem. Another totem. So we can try to verify. Yep. Still 10% even on level 5. So this talent just might not go above 10%. I thought that it went up, but I must be thinking of something else. But I can't remember what ability I would have been looking at that would have topped out at 90%. Maybe Fire Shot? Does Fire Shot top out at 90%? It might. That might be the one. That might be the one, y'all. That might be the one. This still hasn't flipped over. We got 14 more minutes. Let's pull out our accustomed, or in extended. Extended. Oh, you can just hold down shift and craft and it'll immediately go to your inventory? Yo. Why didn't anybody tell me about this? Yo, that's so good. Alright, let's take this crystal. Oh, that's so good. That is so good, y'all. What a discovery to find. Well, we got a brazier this time, so we can definitely make this one happen. We'll actually get a completion crate, y'all. Because at the bare minimum, we'll just grab 4 random modifiers while we're on our way back. But I'm hoping we can find some chest modifiers, like some rarity or some quantity. Those would be good modifiers to use, because we'll benefit from those even inside the dungeons. Sorry to be spinning the camera so much. I know that some people are kind of sensitive to it, so I hate to be doing that to you, but I have to. Ooh, a baguette for a mummy. I already have a baguette, but I think somebody else is looking for it. So you know what? We'll get it for him. Oh, and I can definitely hit him with the ability, of course. Yeah, why would you think I can't? How foolish of you to think that I can't somehow hit the mummy with the ability. Man, he does have a lot of health though, doesn't he? Y'all can die now. There we go. Okay, where's Baguette? I can't remember who was looking for it. We've got it for him now. Hold on. Spiders crit, as you know. Spiders do be critting. There we go. I mean, there's clearly no book in here. So it would have been well within my rights to just bounce. But, you know, it's loot. It's free loot. I mean, like, we cleared the dungeon. Surely we should benefit from clearing the dungeon. Y'all don't mind, do you? Oh, I rolled the baguette because I expected... Oh, and I have to turn my... Ooh, gotta turn them modifiers back on. Okay, and then pull the box out, because that's what I was trying to do when I just rolled. Hey, fuller chests. Dungeon. So it does occur to me, though, I have not answered the question of the day myself. So let me go ahead and be the next one to throw out my answer. Tell me, my friends, whether you be here on Twitch or whether you be watching in the VODs later, have you ever read or seen the movie or the story of the Count of Monte Cristo? Because if you have, then you have seen my favorite story. Now, I wouldn't say it's my favorite book, and there's a very specific reason for that. The reason that it's not my favorite book is because I happen to think that the writing of it is kind of dry. But it is my favorite story, without a doubt. The actual story of the Count of Monte Cristo is without peer in my mind. There are none better, except no substitutes. It's the best. All other writers can just pack it in. It's already won. Which is not true, because that's not the way stuff works. There's no winning writing. Keep on writing original stories, because there are still stories to be told. Yeep. Oh, taking the damage. Taking the damage. Anyways, why, you may now ask yourself, as I have asked almost every single other person that has answered the question. That's very straightforward. My favorite stories, like all the ones that I really enjoy, are stories where the quote-unquote main character, because I don't think you can say good guy with the Count of Monte Cristo. I don't think that would be fair to say. But the main character, like, is able to maneuver people in such a way that they effectively get everything they want, even though there may appear to be, like, some rather severe consequences, right? And for those of you who have read the story, of course you know that our hero, Edmond Dantes, faced several consequences for his actions. Like, he most assuredly did not get away scot-free from this endeavor. First and foremost, of course, is that he had to suffer for, I believe, 13 years in prison. I think that's how long he was in there. Not 100% on that fact. I may be wrong. But if it's not 100% wrong, I'm very close. I'm not very far off. So 13 years in prison for a crime that he only kind of committed. And in fact was going to be pardoned from, except for the fact that somebody saw in a piece of information that he casually handed over to a magistrate, a threat to their own political machinations. And so they decided, you know what? I can't take the chance that this information is going to get out and potentially harm my career. And so I am going to sentence this man to jail. Now, of course, it is revealed, roughly at that point in the story, that the only reason that the magistrate even knew to approach Dantes is because his best friend betrayed him. And his best friend betrayed him not for civil duty or because it was the noble thing to do or because his friend was, as I said, kind of committing a crime. It was because he was mad that he was happy with his situation in life. He had recently gotten a promotion. He was going to marry the woman that he had grown up loving. And his friend, so betrayed at Dantes being happy, decided to turn him in to a magistrate for the crime of carrying a letter. Now, admittedly, that was a crime. Because he was carrying a letter for Napoleon off of his prison island of Alba, because the story is set in that period of France, where Napoleon's imminent return was feared. Goodness. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You hit rather hard. I would like to avoid such punishments in the future. But yes, he had carried a letter. They had stopped at the island because their captain had become sick at sea. They needed the doctors that they knew would be available on the island of Alba, where Napoleon was at. And so they took a rowboat over there. They watched their captain be abused by the dragoon captain. And then he died on the island, and Napoleon asked him to carry a letter. Then his friend betrayed him. The magistrate was going to let him go anyways until he mentioned that his own father was the intended recipient of the letter, at which point Dantes, of course, suddenly had to go to prison. And not just prison, but like the supermax, you never get out of this prison. Where he would be left in a cold, dark place to be forgotten forever for the crime of kind of carrying a letter from Napoleon that never got delivered. Because his friend and his shipmate betrayed him. Because there was another shipmate that betrayed him as well. But it was truly his best friend who was the architect of the whole downfall. So 13 years in prison Dantes serves. 13 long years in prison. Where they just, every now and then they just go ahead and beat him. For no other reason than just like it's his anniversary in the place. So that way he can remember that he, a whole year has happened. But from this, he meets a priest inside the prison who is trying to escape, and instead of digging towards the walls, accidentally dug into Dantes' cell. The priest happened to be a general who could teach him many things, which he did. He taught him reading, writing, arithmetic, language, swordsmanship, everything that he had available to him to teach. From this, he eventually learned that the priest was guarding one more secret. The reason the priest was in jail is because they truly believed that he knew where a legendary buried treasure was. They were so certain that he knew where it was that they said, "We will throw you in super jail until such time as you remember the location of the treasure, because you just have to know it. You just have to. Which, as it turns out, he did, but he didn't tell anyone until he was basically going to die. And then he told Dantes. Edmund went to the island that the priest gave him the knowledge of and found the legendary treasure of Sparta, which was so vast that he no longer needed to worry about anything. He could have chosen any pursuit in his life at that point and would have been able to do it without issue at all. But he then chose to use the money to arrange himself the opportunity for revenge. And so he made out that he was the Count of Monte Cristo, which was the island that the treasure had been buried on. That's why he took that one for his countenance. And then he used the money to arrange more lessons for himself. And also people to work for him. He enlisted the help of some people in various countries so he could learn strange customs that would enable him to come off with a different sort of air to the typical French aristocracy, because he was not a French aristocrat. He did not know how to behave like one, and did not want to, probably. Hi, Ice. We're going over my favorite story. I'm answering my own question of the day. This is the Cliff Notes version of Count of Monte Cristo. But yes, in arranging these lessons for himself, Dantes gained the ability to pass himself off as a noble of a different stripe, so that way he wouldn't stand out as an obvious fake. And then, afterwards, he used those lessons, his money, and then the quote-unquote political connection that would be made available to him or to anyone else that associated with him to arrange for himself the ability and the opportunity to destroy the people that had ruined his life. The magistrate that betrayed him when we found out it was his own father on the line. The shipmate who made the accusations against him. The woman who had left him immediately. And not only left him immediately, but left him for the very man that betrayed him. His best friend. And slowly, one by one, he took his revenge. Until it came time to betray the woman who recognized him, because she loved him still. Goodness. She recognized him. She knew who he was. And so she confronted him with this knowledge and tried to get him to give up his revenge. But he could not. It was too much a part of him. However, at the very last opportunity, he decided to go ahead and give it up. But then his best friend, who had been the one to betray him, the architect of his downfall, so to speak, he wouldn't allow him to ride off with his happy ending. He instead would rather have the final confrontation, because he could not live in a world where he had nothing and Edmund had everything. Hey, and there's our last spark routine for our bounty. Lovely. So he forced the confrontation. And eventually, the swordsmanship that he had been trained in availed him. Edmund won. And then he got to claim not only the legendary treasure of Sparta, not only did he get back the woman that he loved and had loved forever, then he also took his revenge in full. And then dedicated himself afterwards to making sure that things like that would never happen again. He bought out the prison and had it torn down that he was held in. But that's the reason why it's my favorite story. Because the protagonist is able, despite many, many obstacles and people telling him that it was a bad idea even, he was still able to accomplish all of his goals and, in fact, walked out of the story with everything he could ever have desired. And if you want to see the story for yourself, of course, Alexandre Dumas very famously wrote the book. You can pick it up basically anywhere. I think it's even public domain at this point. If you want to watch the story, there was a very good film adaptation in, I believe, 2002. That would be a good watch. I consider it like a pretty faithful adaptation. The only thing that I think it could have gone better is gone more into like the additional connections that he had to forge. Because just people show up and they're serving him. They don't ever like really go into where the people came from, other than his pirate friend who joins him, Jacopo. They don't address any of the other people that are serving him, helping him out, or anything like that. And I wish they did. If you want the most faithful adaptation, the one that I would say is arguably the best one. The best version of it. I would say better than the book even. Because like I said, the writing's a little bit dry. If you want the best visual representation of it, there was a limited series that happened. And I believe it was originally produced for French TV. That stars Gerard Depardieu as the Count. And, you know, difficulties you may have with the actor's political views notwithstanding, because some people are real mad at Depardieu now. Man can act. And I'm telling you that that's the best version of the story. Like, for sure. But yeah, how about you, Ice? Favorite story, book? I would even accept movie. Just like, what's your favorite story and why? Do you have one you'd like to share? This is also an excellent time for me to point out that if you're watching the VODs on YouTube, I do read all my comments. So if you drop your favorite story there, I'll respond to it. Or at the very least, I'll read it. Oh, there is a dungeon in this one. Hold. You guys hang outside the door, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and clear this out, so that way I've got an escape in case I need it. Server? Hello? I mean, I'm not gonna need it, but you know, like, there's no use in being careful. This dungeon's probably killed me more than any other dungeon. Just because spiders, they do be spidery. Are you guys just going to chill there and let this happen? I mean, I'm fine with that if that's what you want. You know what? I'll go down to that here in a second. Let me just grab this loot. I don't need to be... Oof, good question. Down out some dungeon or some dwellers somewhere. Oh, in here with me even. I kind of wasn't expecting that, sadly. Okay, back to me being careful of champions. TWD. I'm sorry, I'm not, I'm drawing a blank on what that could possibly be, Ice. Oh, Walking Dead. Yeah. Nice. I watched very little Walking Dead. For me, it was I recognized very quickly that there was a pretty strict formula to it, and so I kind of lost interest once I figured that out. Hello. Higgs says, after 65 years of life, there are too many to pick a favorite, but if you hand me anything by Stephen King, I'll read and enjoy it. Fair. Like, I'll take it. What do you think, what's like your top 3 Stephen King? How about that? Could you give me that? Hey guys, what if, and hear me out, I just leave? Haha, suckers. Ooh, this way though. The Stand It Gunslinger. Perfect. Gunslinger shares. Little piece of Z lore that very few people know that I'll share with you. It was the first scary movie I watched. The very first scary movie I ever watched. The older version, not the new one. The one with Tim Curry as the creature. And if you're thinking, Z, that sounds wild, because that came out a long time ago, you'd be right. Because I saw it when I was not quite 4 years old. Because I had a babysitter that was very distracted with her boyfriend. And so I got to see that movie way earlier than I should have. I was legitimately terrified of every drain, all of them. Like, it was hard for me to even go near them. But having watched it later, I do enjoy it. I like Tim Curry and just about everything Tim Curry chooses to do. So it's his voice. It just does it for me. Like, I'll listen to anything that man says. We were truly robbed of a very great performer when he was stricken with, well, his stroke. I mean, and he still tried for a little bit. Big loss. Big loss of talent there. But yeah, terrified of drains for like the first probably like 8 years of my life. And eventually I got over it, but it took a while. Seriously, guys? I'm just trying to collect a few gilded chests here. You shouldn't deny me a few gilded chests here. You know what, honestly, I'm going to start heading back because I'm pretty far out. I've only got 5 minutes left. So we're going to start taking this line. I think that would be the table that it's on, right? Does this one have a lower level even? It does. Come on, spiders. You don't need to be throwing it back on me like that. Yeah, I don't think this one has a book, though. I'm now on the... I'll just take it, just to be done. No, that's fair. You won't believe this, but I've seen that one too. So I totally can get how that would mess somebody up when they were young. The movie in question being Bloody Mary, for those who may catch this on YouTube instead of being here on Twitch and could not read the comment. See, it's like the opposite for me, my friend. I love to watch scary movies. Let me take a quick drink here. A most delicious hot tea. Although, I will say this to, like, slightly alter my answer, right? I wouldn't say that just, like, in general, like, I like scary movies. Like, they get a complete pass. Like, they don't have to try at all. That's definitely not the case. Because I do really like scary movies, but they still have to try. And the one way that they lose me is if they rely, like, exclusively on jump scares. Like, if their main method of getting my attention is to scream at me and throw something up on the screen that wasn't there 10 seconds ago, they lose me. I was just trying to see if I could get one more out before we just have to go back to the entrance, but it's okay. Oh. Good luck, Snowy. So there are a lot of scary movies, like quote-unquote scary movies, that I just, like, immediately, like, I know I'm going to pass on it. I'm not going to enjoy it, and I don't care about it. No. But hey, this is our first completion crate of the night. I'm excited about it. I mean, not that we're trying to complete, like, that's not our goal right now. Excuse me. But we can have a little gamba, a little cheeky gamba. I killed quite a few champions in that, right? Will there be more than one starfruit in the crate or not? I don't know how many I killed. I could be completely wrong, and starfruit can just be in the crate anyways. So place your bets. I do have a starfruit card that gives me 1 per 4 champions killed. We'll pop that right there next to it. Let me roll bounties real quick while you guys are thinking about it. A tenner for Phoenix, eh? And all I have to do is kill Assassin? So, sure thing, friend. Ice, I'm so sorry that you can't Gamba. I mean, I don't know if you actually care about it, but I wish you could. Let's see if we get a new... We did. Boys, girls, and everyone else in the audience, we're so close. We've only got one left. That right there is the last one. You know what? Fundies. 3 fundies for 1,700. That's not bad, right? Put on these 2 opportunistic focuses. Throw that lemon in there. Throw those blocks in there. If it's not available or we're just not feeling it, that's also okay. I'm not worried about it. Which it looks like we only had 1 side throw in. I get it, you know, it's just not the night for it. So let's just see. We'll see how it went though, right? Hey, I got 3 star fruit. Let's go. And I got my dungeon capstone back. That's exciting. We'll just go ahead and toss those repair cores in there and we'll hold on to them for when we need them. Yeah, like I said, guys, unfortunately, I am dog tired, and I got to get some sleep tonight. So it's gonna be that short stream. Do we have any suggestions on people we can raid? Because I am so tired. I got you, eyes. I got you, eyes. I guess I could ask the server. I think Magma was earlier, but I don't think Magma still is. You hate to see it, Hig. You hate to see it. I guess the honeymoon for update the 18, right? Kind of or maybe it's just the time of the year, like maybe everybody's out doing holiday stuff right now. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't see anybody else streaming. Guys, it's been so fun hanging out with you tonight. I really appreciate you being here. If you're the type that would love to be involved with the... I know, it does happen. It's extremely rare, but it does happen. I've raided Hillhaw a couple times. Or Yila, as it may or may not be pronounced. But yeah, guys, if you're watching on Twitch and you want to catch up on the VODs, please find me at youtube.com/@yourbuddyz. If you are watching the VODs on YouTube and want to be part of the live experience, then please find me at twitch.tv/yourbuddyz. The @ is only on YouTube. It does not exist on Twitch. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, answer the question. I love hearing from you guys, but do whatever you want. I'm not pressuring you. It does make me feel better to see those things happen. So I would love for you to do them, but don't feel pressure, guys. That's not what it's about. Am I supposed to call you Dagger? I don't know the real name. And Ice Dagger is too long. That is 3 syllables. Call you Fries? I'm not doing that. You're going to be ice to me forever. I'm sorry. Unless you change your name to Fries, and I'll do it. But guys, thanks for hanging out, and I will see you on the next stream. Ciao, babies.